Hello everyone, greetings of the day.
Hi
So,
Kundlik.
hi Rahul, thank you for joining today. So, all the participants, we will be starting our session in 5 minutes. We will start at 3:05 p.m. IST. Please encourage your teammates, friends, and whoever is will be like interested in this session. Please encourage them all to connect, or else we are already recording this session. It will be available after the session. This session will be very crucial for you since you will be designing your products. Like a lot of you are well versed with SolidWorks or looking forward to learn it. So this session will be very helpful for you. So please encourage everyone to join. Okay, so we are well at time. So we will start our session now. Meanwhile, everyone will join this session. Also, we are recording session as well for future references. So let's start. I will start with the introduction of our today's session. So first of all, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Since we have audience from all over the globe, I'm saying this. So welcome you all to today's session. So we have Mr. Rahul Rai with us. He holds an MTech in production and industrial engineering. He has 7+ years of experience in industry. He currently works as an industry process expert specialist in Dassault Systems. His responsibilities and skills lies in creating learning content and instructional framework for various Dassault Systems softwares and technically educate people. So today we have Rahul. Welcome, Rahul. So
Thank you, Kunle.
yeah. So Rahul will guide us through our today's session, which is SolidWorks 101 session, in which you will got to learn about SolidWorks and how you can leverage this software to create your projects and better represent your projects in sense of virtual models. So over to you, Rahul.
Thank you, Kunlik, and thank you, Team Akruti, for giving me this opportunity to help the future generation create better products using SolidWorks. So I will quickly jump into this, and so I will stop my video and I will share my screen. So Kunlik, can you confirm, is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Thank you. So today, I just want to show you what we will create in this webinar. So I will be creating this, and the final output will be this assembly. This is assembly in which it is a chair which can be converted into a sofa also, or you can say a combination of chair and table. So we will be creating this, and while creating this, we will learn various features of SolidWorks, like how to create sketch, how to create solid features, how to create patterns, and how to create assembly, assign mates, and how we can verify if our assembly will work the way we want. So this is something we will create by the end of this webinar. So let's get started. So I will just close this. Yeah, so when you launch SolidWorks, this will be the first screen that you will see, and this window will appear. So if accidentally you click on and in this blank area, that window will disappear. And if you want to look that back, just double click and this will appear again. So this is the first thing that you will see when you launch your SolidWorks. So in this one, we can see yeah, so in this one, we can see there are three options to create this new part. So you can create a new part. You can start with creating a blank assembly, or you can start with creating a drawing. Or if you have already created something, you can click on this open button, and then you can browse your assembly or part or drawing and open that. And below that, we can see we have these recent documents. So all of these are recent documents which I opened or created in SolidWorks. So if you click on this view all, you will switch to this second tab, which is called recent. So here you can see all of the list of the recent SolidWorks parts which you opened or created. And also using these filters, so you can filter specific type of document. So right now all of the filters are active, so I will just switch off the part filter now. Wait, yeah, so I will switch on the assembly filter. So now only the assemblies are visible, and if I want to see only parts, I can switch on that filter. Now only the parts are visible. You can see in their extension that they are the SLDPRT, and when I open the assembly filter, you can see they are SLDASM. And similarly, you can browse folders also. And so after these two tabs, we have the third tab, which is learn. So all of these are resources available for you to learn SolidWorks on your own. And we will quickly go through them during the end of this webinar, like what these are and how they can help you. So let's start with the home tab, and we will start by creating a new part. So let's start with that. So when you click on part, this new UI will appear. And if you want to quickly go through the UI, there is another option. So let me just start with that. So if you go to the learn, and from there, you can go to the step by step tutorials, or yeah, we will see that again. Okay. So let's start with by creating a new part. So when you create a new part, you can see this is your shortcut menu. So from here, you can open more parts, you can save those parts, or you can rebuild the assembly or the parts. And then we have this command manager. So in this command manager, you can see we have various tabs. So all of these tabs contains various SolidWorks commands. So you can see extrude boss base, revolve boss base, and if we switch to sketch, we can see these various commands of creating line, circle, spline, and other things. And on the left side, this is the design tree. So here, whatever you are creating, you can see the history of your creation in this part. So when we create something, it will be more understandable what this design tree means. And on this top, we have this bar. So from here, there are shortcuts like you can select specific view orientation, top, front, bottom, right, and also isometric, dimetric, or trimetric views. Also, there are filters to for plane lines. So if you want to view them, you can keep them on, or if you want to switch off all the filters simultaneously, just click on this, and all the filters will be off. And then there are for appearance selection and also for background selection. So for example, if I select plain white, the background will be changed. So these are the quick interactions which you can do on SolidWorks UI. And at the bottom, we have this status bar. So while creating the part, we are going to interact with all of these UI elements, and then one by one, you will be familiar with all of these. So one of the important one is the unit system. So from here, you can select the unit system in which you want to work. So right now we have selected millimeter,
Uh,
grams, and second.
Hello, Rahul. Sorry to interrupt.
No problem. Yeah.
So we are having couple of people are saying that they are not able to see your screen. I am able to see your screen. Can we ask every participant, please ping if you are able to see Rahul's screen. You can say yes or no in Q&A session.
Or you can ask them to raise hand.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, they're adding yes, 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 yes. Okay, okay, we are seeing the screen. So there are some people who are not seeing the screen. Please check your internet connection if you have a stable internet connection, and or connect again to this webinar. Okay, Rahul, over to you. You can continue. Sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt.
No problem. Thank you, Kundlik. So the webinar is being recorded. If you are not able to see it right now, you can again view the recording and you can go through this. Yeah. So the unit system. So I am using the millimeter gram second, and there are other unit system also, MKS, CGS, and IPS. So what this unit system mean? Whatever dimensions which I'm going to create, by default they will be in millimeter gram or second. Yeah. So first thing, in SolidWorks, to create something, you start with a sketch. And so there are three default planes. Right now they are hidden. Let me make them visible. So you can click on any of the planes, and from the shortcut bar here you can select these different commands. So we will select the show command. So now the front plane is visible. Similarly, we will make other planes to be shown. Now, these are the three fundamentals plane on which you are going to create your sketch, and then you will start modeling your product or the part. So now in the view filter, you can see this plane, view planes is active. If I click on this, all the planes will be hidden, even though they are visible in the design tree, we cannot see them. And if I switch them again, now we can see them. Now we need to hide them. if we do not want to see those. So you don't need to see them to start working on it. You can select them from this design tree, and then you can go to the sketch command, and then now you are ready to sketch on the top plane. If you want to view the plane also, you can just show it. Yeah. So when you go into the sketch tab, you are automatically shifted to the sketch tab in the command manager. Now you have all of these command active for you. So this section is specifically for creating the sketch elements like line, circle, splines, and rectangle. So I will create a center rectangle. So there are 5 different ways of creating a rectangle in SolidWorks. So let's select the center rectangle. In this one, you click to place the center of the rectangle, and then you drag, and then click again to place the rest of the dimensions. So right now we have created this rectangle. So I will just hide the top plane to make it more visible. So now we have this rectangle. Right now it is blue. So the blue means that these dimensions are not restricted. You can just click on any corner and move the mouse to change the shape of the rectangle. The best practice of SolidWorks is that you always make sure that your sketch dimensions are defined. So right now what we will do, so once you have created any sketch entity, then you can choose the smart dimension tool, and then when you click on any sketch entity, the dimension will appear. So let's set its width to 500 and its height to 400. So now this rectangle is fixed. Now if I click on any sketch entity and try to drag it, it will not move. The black sketch entity means its dimensions are fixed. And once you have created your sketch, you can just click on exit sketch, and now you are back into the design part design menu. So now we have the sketch. Now we need to make 3D out of this 2D sketch. So for that we have this features tab. In this one you can see various commands. So the grayed out commands, we cannot use them because they will remove the material. First we need to have some material before using them. So that's why the all of these highlighted commands, these are active, and all of these grayed command, those are not active. So extrude boss, we will use the extrude boss. So what this feature does, when you click on it, it will ask you to select a sketch which you want to extrude. So we will select this sketch from the design area, and now you can see a preview of the extruded boss base feature. And so now in this property tab, you can see there are different sections. So this from means you want to extrude sketch from the sketch plane or you want to offset it. So we will look at it later. We will keep this as default that we are going to extrude this sketch from the sketch plane. Then we have this direction. So in the direction section, we have these different types of end condition. So blind means whatever dimension we are going to add, it will extrude up to that distance. So for example, if we keep it as 30, now you can see the extruded feature has moved, the preview has been moved up, and now we can see a bigger volume. And if so, rest of the things we will see later. One of them we can quickly see. So let's see on the mid plane one. So what does this, what this does, that when you select mid plane, the sketch is extruded on both side of the sketch. So we will keep this as blind. And in the direction 2, if you want to extrude unequally, so the mid plane, what the mid plane did, that the extrude feature was applied on both the direction equally. But if you want a asymmetric extrude, then you can activate the direction 2, and from there also you can use these uh, values. So we will switch off that. And if you want to add draft, suppose you are creating some plastic part which need to be molded, or maybe for some other reason, if you want to have some draft, you can just activate this button, and then you can see the draft angle is applied, and now your part is your part has draft in it. So we will deactivate that for now. And when I click OK, now you can see that the solid cuboid is ready. Now, so this was the basic way to create a sketch and use the boss extrude feature to make it into a solid. Now, one of the so right now, if I want to change the dimensions of this cuboid, I need to go into the sketch, click on it, and from there I need to activate the edit sketch command, and then I need to change the values. Suppose I change it to 5 to 5. Now you can see the width has changed. Now if I exit the sketch, it changed. So instead of doing this every time, going back to the sketch and editing the quantity, editing the entity, there is a very powerful feature, which is that you can create equations in the SolidWorks, which will work as parameters or variables, which you can change, and those will affect the whole assembly. So to create those, yeah, I just showed you that you need to go to the tool section. From there, you need to select the equations. And for this, we will uh, name the variable length, which will be 500. And we will keep one as width, which will be 400. So you can see, you can write 400 mm also. This will make sure that whenever it is used, it will be 400 mm, or otherwise, according to the context, it will be used in that way. So right now we have created two variables, length and width. And if I change these values, so from 500, if I change it to 600, nothing is going to happen right now because these values are not linked to the values of this rectangle. So for that, what you need to do, again, edit the sketch. Now we will edit the entity, and when we click, now we need to press on equal sign, and then you will get this drop down menu. From there, in the global variables, you can see those two variables. So this we will create it equal to length, and when you click OK, now this summation sign indicates that it is related to a global variable or equation is created here. Similarly, we will edit this value also, and we will make it equal to the width. Now, if we exit the sketch, now let's see how it changes. So now if I put it as 1000, so now you can see if I change values here, it will automatically edit the sketch. So for now, we had only these two dimensions. So right now they are not that much important. You can edit the sketch, but in bigger parts or assemblies where multiple values you need to change at the same time, this is going to help. So we will see in the later webinar that how this is going to help you. Now you have created this just one sketch on the fundamental plane, the top plane. So these fundamental planes are there for you to get started once you have created a solid object. So you can see in the solid body there is this one solid body. Once you have done this, now you can select any surface and start sketching on it. So let me create, so right now I'm going to create this chair or stool. So for that we need legs. So I'm creating, so earlier I used center rectangle. Now I'm going to use a corner rectangle. And for corner rectangle, you need to click first to place the first corner and then drag and click again to create the second corner. Right now you can see that these two are black, but these two are still blue. And even in this one, you can see that these points are blue. So that means still you can drag and drop and change these dimensions. But here you cannot change this point. This point is black. That means it is fixed. So you can see that there are these indicators. So this one says that there is a coincident relationship between this vertex and the vertex of this already created cuboid. So now we will dimension this also. So let's put it at 75 and make its width to 50. And now we can exit the sketch, or I would like to show you something else. So here we will use, we have seen this sketch entities, these geometric entities. Now we will see some of these commands. So one of this command is, in this uh, chair, there will be 4 legs. So right now we have created one rectangle for one leg. Now for other 4, we can use these instead of creating 4 rectangles again and again. We can use these commands. So first, let's see the mirror command. So for the mirror command, we need the sketch entities and we need a line along which it will be mirrored. Yeah, so if you are creating a sketch and you have rotated your part and moved around it, and now it looks a little bit odd. So to get back to the perpendicular view, you can use this shortcut view orientation, and from there you can select normal to, and then your sketch will be normal to your sketch plane. So now we can use the mirror entities. So let's select the mirror entities command. And now in the property manager, first we have entities to mirror. So for that, we will box select this rectangle, and this for this mirror about, we will select this line. And if so right now this copy checkbox is active, so that means we will have a copy of it. If I remove this, then this first entities will be removed. So make sure that this is active if you want to have a copy of these sketch entities on the other side. So now when we click OK, now we have now we have mirrored this rectangle on the other side of this central line. Now, either we can drag and move it to the other corner, or if we move this central line also, the entities are going to move. So we want this leg to have leg to be on the exactly on the other side of this rectangle. So we will move this to the center. Since this rectangle was perfectly defined, fully defined, this is also fully defined because this is a mirror of this rectangle. So now we have these two. Similarly, we can use this linear sketch pattern and the circular sketch pattern to create more sketch entities rather than creating it again and again. So let's exit the sketch, or if you want, from when you are in the sketch command, you can directly go to the features and then click on extrude boss, and the extrude boss feature will be active with the created sketch entities. Right now we have created 2 of these. So if you, let me just show you. If you want just one of these to be extruded, you can select the contour in the selected contour section, and only one section will be extruded. And if you have created a sketch which have multiple contours, and so in this sketch contour section, you can select n number of contours on those which you want to be extruded. And now for this, we will have it 300 long. And now let's click OK. So now we have 2 of these legs ready. So we created these using sketch patterns. There are also these feature patterns. So we created this boss feature in this first section. Now, similarly, just like the sketch patterns, we also have feature patterns. So here we will use this linear pattern. Now in this, first we need to select the direction in which we want to create the pattern. So let's select this as the direction. And in the features and faces, from this flyout menu, we are going to select this boss extrude 2. And now there are different ways. Either you can enter the spacing and the numbers, or you can select up to the reference. And in up to the reference, we want pattern to be created up to this point. And now let's move it to wait. Yeah, so I have selected. So for we are not going to have this on direction 2. We are just going to do it for direction 1. So when I select up to reference and select the reference point, let me just clear this selection. And if I select this, and the number of quantities are going to be just 2. And now you can see right now it is at centroid. We can select the reference feature also. And now you can see that this using this linear pattern, we have all the legs ready. So we can create the 4 legs in this one, in this sketch only, or we can just create 1 leg and then use linear pattern or mirror command to create all other legs. So there are many ways to use this feature to create your product according to whatever your design intent is. You have to use these features. So now our tool is ready, and we have created this using sketches and features. So this is like most of like you are going to use all of these commands to create your product. Like these are the basic things that you need to do. You need to create a sketch, then you need to create a feature, and then you use feature commands like linear pattern, fillet, and other things. Now we will see how we can create an assembly. So there are two ways to create an assembly. First one is that you create a blank assembly. So let me create this, and then you can insert the part. So just close, either you can browse for that, or you can just close this, and then you can insert existing components like the one which we created, or you can insert blank new parts and then create them. The other way is that if you know the dimensions of different parts and everybody is working on different part, they can work separately on it. But if there is just one person and creating this product, the other way is that instead of creating new assembly, a new blank assembly, you can make assembly from this part also. So let's create that. So first that we need to save this part. So let's just save this. And now if I click OK, the part will be positioned at the origin. It will be fixed. So now we are going to create that second part, which will convert this tool into a chair or a sofa. So for that, we will click on this insert component, and then we will select a new part. And then we will click again to place it. So right now you can see this is blank. If you open the design tree of the second part, you can see the features. So this was the first part, and the second part is right now empty. So now we will right click on it and click on edit part to start editing this. So you can see this part is now in blue. That means we are editing this part, and also you can see this exit edit part option. And the other part is in black, and on the graphic area it is made translucent, so that we know that these are other parts which we are not editing. And you can just click on this exit edit part, and everything will be back to same. So now let's edit it. So the benefit of creating a new assembly from the part, or creating new part in the assembly, is that you can take other parts as reference. So what is the benefit? So we are in this part, and now I will create a sketch on the right plane of this part, and let me create a center rectangle. Now what I can do, I can select the the height of this rectangle, and select the leg of this previous part. And when I'm pressing shift, I can select multiple entities. So I'm pressing select and selecting both of these. And on the left side in the properties, I can see I can add relations between them. So if I make them equal, so now these two entities are going to be equal, and similarly, I will make these two entities also equal. And if other parts are bothering you, what you can do, you can just right click on the part you are editing and select isolate, and the other parts will be vanished. So if you want to focus on the part that you are editing or creating, you can just isolate this. And now I will add a coincident relation between this and the center of this part. And now if I click on exit isolate, now you can see that even though I have not given any dimension to this rectangle, all of these sides are black. Why? Because I have made them equal to the sides of the chair. So when I click on this equal relation, I can see like this edge and this sketch entities both are related with this equal relationship. Now if I exit the sketch, now I will create extrude boss, and I will keep this as 30, and when I click OK, and now I can exit this edit part option also. So now we have two of these parts, but this one is, inside this chair. So let's try to move it, but I can't move it yet. Why? Because you can see this F symbol in front of this part name. So this F means that it is fixed. Now I need to right click on it and select float. Now you can see there is a dash. So that means now this part can be moved freely in the assembly. So when I click and drag it, now I can move it freely. And so we created equations in this part. So those are still there. If you want to edit them, just right click on the part and edit part. So now we need to save the assembly also. Let's just save this. So save internally. What does this mean? Save internally means that this part is, yeah, so I will just show you one thing. So this part is saved before creating this assembly. So that means this part is saved as a separate part. So in the folder, there will be this assembly and there will be this part. But this part is a virtual part. That means this is saved inside the assembly. So we will see that later. Quickly, we will quickly see that later also. So now we have these two parts. Yeah, so now we were just editing the equation to see how it will work in the assembly. So just right click on any part, click on edit part, and then we can right click and click on manage equations. And so first, let's make it look like a chair. So we will reduce the length. And when I click OK, so now this is changed and now I can exit. So similarly, just like the way we created equations here, we can also create equations in assembly also. So now I will create length in assembly. So let's use different names, 500 mm and width 400 mm, and maybe seat height also. Let's keep that also 500 mm, and leg width 50. Okay. So now what we will do, we will edit the sketch which we created for legs, and we will keep this leg width, or maybe not this one, maybe this dimension e equal to global variable. Uh, yeah, we are not going to attach it from, yeah. So to do that, we need to, yeah, again exit the edit the dimension, and instead of now selecting from global variable, because for now all of these are available in the part, we can directly select it from the design tree also. So if I select leg width, now you can see how this is referenced, so that in the this variable is in the assembly. Now if I click OK and exit the sketch, now let's rebuild the assembly, and we will use this view option to get to the trimetric view. Now if I change this value, manage equation, and if I make this to 100, the leg width is changing. And because we made this leg the sketch in this part, we made the relation equal. We made this relation equal. So whenever we are changing this, even though we have made this related to the equation of leg width, it will be automatically transferred to this sketch also. So that way, when you have created a part in which a dimension is referenced again and again, by just changing one variable, you can modify all other variables or all other sketch entities. And let's so now so not just the sketch entities, even when defining the variables. So let's edit this part, edit part, length, manage equation. So you don't need to define just values, you can also make them equal to other variables. So we have selected that, and also for width we will select again this global variable and click OK. So now if we change any variable here, suppose if we change this, it will be automatically changed. So now you don't need to go into the part and edit the equations. Now we have attached or linked those equations to the assembly equations, and from here we can edit all of these, and those will be affecting our individual parts. So now I will create a hole between this leg and this leg to attach them. So let's quickly edit this. So when you select a part from this shortcut commands, you can also access this edit part command. So let's click on that, and I will click on this surface and create a sketch on it. Let me just quickly create a circle. I will use a center line to place it. And let me make this vertical, and I will keep this circle as 30 and height around 50. So now all of our sketch entities are black. That means they are well defined. Now I will, from the features tab, now I'm going to use this extruded cut feature. So these features are going to remove material from my part. So when I select that, I will get similar commands which I had for extruded boss base. So now instead of blind, I will select through all. So what this end condition does, that it will extend the feature throughout the all solid bodies. So when I click OK, now you can see there is a hole through these two legs. So now what I will do, I will edit this part. So I'm getting a warning that this part is not fixed in the assembly. So you can ignore this for now. And now I will select the sketch. I will again sketch a circle on this one also. And I will create a center line and make it vertical. So now the benefit of working in one assembly is that now what I can do, so whenever you create a feature using a sketch, it automatically gets hidden. To view that, you can just click on any sketch and click on show. Now you can view that sketch also. So now we can select these two center lines and make them equal, and these two circles and make them equal. And again, so you can see now all of these sketch entities are in black color. That means they are well defined. And now we will go to the features and click on extruded cut. And we already the through all command, through all end condition is active. Now we will click on OK. And now we have this leg also. So in this one, you can see whenever we are referencing or we are taking reference from other sketches or other parts, we can see this arrow dash and uh, less than sign. So that means that there are other references here. And in this original one, you can see that there are no such arrows. That means all of these sketch entities, there are no references. So now we have created this part. Now to make these whole aligned, so let me just hide this sketch. Just click on it and click on hide. The sketch will be hidden. Now we have created these two parts, and now we want to see if we insert a bolt from here or a pin, how it will work. So for that, we are going to use this mate command in our assembly tab. So when you click on mate, then there in this mate selections, you are going to select two or more sketch entities. So for now, we will select these two cylindrical faces, and SolidWorks automatically detects what kind of mates you can apply here. So right now we are going to apply this concentric mate, and then you can click on OK, and let's click on this OK button again to close that mate property manager. So now we can see if I try to move this part, the holes are always concentric to each other. So I can just move it in a move it like this, but I cannot make those circles away from each other. But right now this part is going through it. So what we will do, we will add another mate. Let's just click on mate. So the other way to activate this, that you hold on shift, click on one surface, and then select the other surface. So from the pop-up menu, you can see from the shortcut toolbar, these mates appear, which you can apply onto the selected faces. So from there, we are going to select the coincident one. So now there are, in this mate section, you can see the mates you have applied in your assembly. So first one is the concentric between these two circles, these two cylindrical faces, and then the coincident one on these two planes. So now when I click and drag this, now you can see that it works like that there is a pin or bolt in the cylindrical holes, and so this is how your assembly is going to work in the real life also. So these mates help you create mechanical joints between your parts, which you can see in real life too. So now what we can do, we will keep this as horizontal, and so let's look at it from the front view, or maybe from the right view. Now we are going to create rest of the part required to make this tool into a sofa come chair. So we will select this, edit this part, and then we will select this plane, sketch on it. Now let's create this corner rectangle, and we are going to make, yeah, we are going to make this corner, this side of this rectangle and the edge of our previous part going to be equal, so that whenever we are going to change the width, so either you can make this width equal to the global variable, or you can reference from the assembly also. So for this side, we are going to use smart dimension tool, because this will be the seat height. So I can press equal, and then from the variables, I can select seat height, and then I click OK. And now this will be equal to the seat height. So let's extrude this. And so from this button, you can switch the direction in which the feature will be applied. So this will be the seat height. And now let's create another extrude cut. And we will keep this as, let's say, 100, and we can keep this as 75. Feature extrude cut to all, okay. So now we have this part also, which is going to uh, m- make this assembly as a, so if it is in this orientation, it will look like a desk, and if it is in this orientation, it will look like a chair or sofa. So now instead of creating that whole part in this one, what we can do, so if you want to create a copy of any part, just press Control and drag and drop that part from the design tree or from the graphics area. So now we have a copy of these two parts. And then we can apply again the cylindrical mate between these two. And then we can use the coincident mate between these two. So now we have these two parts, and so right now they are moving independently. What we can do, we can have another coincident mate between these two surfaces. So now if I move one, another is also going to be moved with it. And now we need to create the part which is going to join these two. So in the real life, so these mates you can use, if you are joining these two only while defining these mates, you need to be very careful if these mates are going to be, translated into the real life, because here we have added this coincident mate, but in reality you cannot do. In reality, you will be joining these two using some, a fastener or some other part. So right now, I am just going to delete this because in reality that is not going to happen. What I can do, I can create a new part. So I will quickly do that. I will use the front plane to create that. Let me create a center rectangle, and I will make this edge and this entity to be equal, and this edge and this this edge, wait here, this edge and this edge to be equal. And if I let me isolate this, isolate, and now I will move it to the center origin, and let me exit the isolation. And now I will quickly extrude this. Let's keep the default values, and I will make it float. Now I can just click and drag to move it. Now I'm going to join these two using this part. So I will select these two faces and make them coincident. Let make these two also coincident, and I will make, so this is going to join here. So let's make this and this also coincident. And I will make this and this also coincident. So now we have applied mates, which represents the real life. So now you can see your sofa come chair is ready. Now, once you are in the assembly, like either all of you can work on these dimensions separately. If suppose somebody has some different idea and they want to create a new version of this. So, so now I will show you what does a virtual part and a save external means. So if I right click on this, so these three we created as a new part in this assembly. When you right click on this, you will see this option of save part in external file. So when you do that, then it will be saved as a different component. So in any SolidWorks assembly, there are number of parts. When you might have used these, you can see different number of parts and then assemblies. So virtual parts are like those parts which are saved inside assembly. You don't need to save them separately. It will be just one single assembly. So let me just show you one example. So if we see this, let me just create a new folder called SolidWorks docs. And now, so first I will make all of these as virtual. So I will make this virtual. Okay. And then I will right click on this and make this virtual. Okay. And all of these were already, yeah, save in external file, and this also asks for save in external file. So that means all of these are virtual parts. So now if I save this, save as in the downloads, SolidWorks doc, save, save internally. So now you can see there is just one assembly file. That means all of these parts are already saved in this. So if I need to send it to somebody, I can send just this assembly file, and all of those parts will be in there. And if I save them, save part as external file, click OK, save all. Now you can see that that part has been saved externally. So in this one, other than this, all of these parts are saved inside SolidWorks, and this is saved outside of SolidWorks. So now we will refine this a little bit. So right now we can see if this stool is held on the surface, this part is going to, interfere with the floor. So now what we can do, we can have this leg shorten. So we will just sketch on this part, convert entities, feature, extrude cut, and instead of through all, we will use blind, and we will cut by say 20 mm. And I think also we can move the position of this hole to some height. So we will quickly edit that also. So instead of 50, let's move it to 75 mm. And now, because we made sure that these dimensions are, are either driven by the global variables or by relationship of equality, whenever we are changing, some other dimensions, rest of the dimension are going to stay intact. So now if we see, yeah, so maybe if we can add a fillet, it will also help in smoothen the movement. So we will edit the part, and from the features, we will select fillet, and we will make these two edges smoother. So maybe this, and now if we look from the side, now it is not going to interfere with the floor. But there is another problem that now this will be a little bit uneven, or the level of the desk will not be same. So what we can do, first we will make these two parallel using a mate command. So there is this parallel command which we added. Now what we will do, we will add a extruded feature to make it even on the ground. So now we can sketch on this, and let's use again the corner rectangle and make it, let's say, 75 long. Feature, extrude boss base. So how long it should be? Let's make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so now it is going through the ground. So to find dimensions quickly, there is one option. Either you can use this evaluate tab, or the quickest way is you select the two entities, and in the status bar you can see. So here it says that the nominal distance between these two planes is 25 mm. So now we know what distance that should be. So now we will quickly edit this extrude boss base, and we will make it 25 long. Now if I rebuild, you can see the changes. And now if we see, now these are well balanced. Now if I try to move it, it will not move because, because of all of these mates, its position is fixed. So either I can delete this, or I can just suppress this for now, and then I can move it. And if I want to get back to that position, I can just unsuppress it, and then I can see this configuration. So the other way to have, we want to show that this assembly can become a chair and a sofa. So for that, we are going to use a different mate. So in the mate section, so these are the standard mates. Now there is another section of advanced mate. So in the advanced mate, there is one of this limit angle mate. So in the limit angle mate, we can have the minimum and maximum value of the angle about which the selected planes are going to move. So to select the planes, we will select this plane and this plane. So you need to check the orientation. I think the better way of doing this will be, first we will keep this in this position. And now if you go to the mates and go to the advanced, and for the selection mate, I can select this and this. And in the angle mate, I can now select that the default position is 0, and the maximum value it can go up to is 90, and the minimum is 0. So now if I click OK, yeah, so now you can see this limit mate is applied. So now if I move this, let's view from the right side. I can move it up to only this angle, and on the back side I can move it only up to this angle. If I again suppress this, I can move it 360. But when I activate this mate, I can move it up to only this 90 degree of uh, allowed limit. So that way you can create this, and I will just quickly apply some appearances. Maybe this type of wood to make it look a little bit real. Let me just remove this. I think my appearances are not working right now. Yeah, so this one is working. Yeah. So now to copy the appear, you just click on this and there is this copy appearance command. And then you can click on any other part and then paste the appearance. And from there you can select like it should be applied just on the selected face or on the feature or the body or the part level. So you can see that in this one there are different levels. So by so if you want to have a face with a specific color, you can apply it on the face, or if you want the whole part to be homogeneous, you can apply it to the whole part. So let's say yeah, so this is how you can create a single part, then apply the feature, then create an assembly and apply mates to represent the real life mechanical joints. So Kundlik, are there any questions regarding SolidWorks which we can take?
Yes, checking the questions. Okay, so there is one member who had posted lot of instances of single questions. So his question is through which platform you will share the recorded session. So the recorded sessions will be posted on Akruti dashboard. So you can access your Akruti dashboard. There is one dedicated tab called webinar recordings. In that, all the previous sessions recordings are already posted, and this session's recording will be posted there soon. I hope, Haridharan, your question is answered. Okay, so let me check other questions. Okay, so another question is the same from Sanjay. Can we get the recording of the session? Yes, Sanjay, you will get the recording of session on Akruti dashboard. So you can go to Akruti dashboard where you will find a dedicated tab calling Akruti webinar recordings. So there is another question. I think it is for you, Rahul. Please, if
Yes.
we create a new part in assembly, there is a way to make it independent of the assembly in question, for
Ye-
example,
Yeah.
so that the part can be moved without damaging the assembly.
Yes, yes, yes. So as I showed you, you can, save this part internally or externally, or if you want to use it in some other assembly, you can just create a copy here and just, so now if you move this part to, now you can use this in another assembly and it will not affect it. So if the name is going to be the same, the assembly is referencing this part. So you need to create a copy and have a different name in it, and then you can use it in another assembly.
Okay. There is another question, sir. Do you take such more tutorials? I think people have liked this session, Rahul. So, as we said, there will be recordings. Also, there are some learning contents related to SolidWorks, which are already available and given in the Akruti dashboard. So there you can go to the tab called SolidWorks learning content, where you get all the tutorials, all the learning content related to SolidWorks as well as other tools.
And there are courses on Coursera and edX also. We can share the link of those courses, so you can go through them. And if you are stuck with some specific problem, you can post it on the community, and we will try to answer that also.
Yes. So are we going to have more webinars? Yes, we are going to have one webinar each week. So every Saturday there will be webinars on different topics. So last week we had a session on understanding Akruti themes. So this week we have SolidWorks 101. Maybe next week we will be back with another topic. So you will find all the details in the Akruti dashboard. So please visit the Akruti dashboard. So this dashboard is available for all the people who have participated in Akruti competition. If anyone, if any of you have not yet participated or registered for the competition, please do so. I will put the link in the chat. Yes, I have added the link in the chat box. You can visit that link and register for the competition. So, uh, be like, so there are some deadlines already approaching. So, for India, Asia, and Southeast Asia, team registrations will be closed tomorrow night. So please make sure from all like the regions I mentioned, which are India, Asia, and Southeast Asia, please make sure to register for Akruti competition till tomorrow night. So that is the deadline for registration. So there is another question, Rahul. What is the function of suppress command?
Yeah, so suppress command, like you can suppress mates and features also. So when I suppress this mate is now not active. So I can move it freely, and when I unsuppress it, now it will move according to the limit, the according to the mate applied. Now, if you are talking about features, so I will just rebuild this again. Let me edit this part. Yeah, so when we are in this edit part way, and now if I suppress this uh, feature, now you can see like it is not applied here. Or the other way is that you can use this roll up to suppress as many features as you want. Now, if the feature is independent, like there are some features like this feature is created on top of this, So if I suppress, suppose this extrude boss piece, or maybe let me see. So if I suppress this one, only that feature is suppressed. So this is still available, and so this fillet feature was applied on this extruded cut feature. So both of them are suppressed together. And if I now try to unsuppress this fillet, both of them will unsuppress together. So these two are bind together. Now let's try this one. So if I do this, this feature is also suppressed because now these two are bind together. So this suppress unsuppress, it is mostly used, to try different type of configuration, or if to find out some errors. So in reference of these mates, these are used to have different configurations. So if I want to, if I suppress this and activate this parallel mate, I get this configuration. So there is a different way to create different configurations in the configuration manager. If you want to go into detail with that, that is the best practice to create different configuration. But just to test out different uh, assemblies, you can use this also. Yeah, over to you, Kundlik. Is there any
Yes,
other question?
so there is another question from Fatima. Can we work at the same time on one screen? Fatima, can you reframe your question again? Like, are you trying to work on the same model? Like, are you asking about working on same model with different users? Is that your question? You can put the question again in the Q&A section.
Yeah,
There
so I
is,
just want to clarify that two people cannot work on the same part together. Like they need to work on it one at a time. But in if we are using the 3D experience platform, then you can work simultaneously in an assembly. But you will be working on a part separately. Like you cannot work on a part at the same time.
yeah. Okay. So that was the question. So Fatima said she got the answer. Thank you, Rahul. Okay. So another question is, good afternoon. Unlike a solid chair, how to make a fabric-like material? Maybe.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so you cannot create fabric like if you want to create just the text just the surface, then in the tab section you can go to surfaces. It is not active in my SolidWorks yet, but there is a surface feature which you can use to create surfaces. And if you just want to have the texture of that surface as a cloth, then from the appearances you can select any fabric appearance, and then you can apply that cloth like appearance on the part. So right now it doesn't look like that, but when you render it, it will definitely look like a cloth appearance. So there are two ways: either you create that surface to have that form. So suppose you are creating a cushion, so then you can use surface design to create that cushion, and to make it look like a cushion fabric, you need to apply the appearance of a fabric.
Okay. So that those were all the questions. We don't have any questions in Q&A section. So I think we can close this session. But for everyone like who has not yet like registered for the competition, please. Okay. So there is one question from Kaustav. I'm not able to download my SolidWorks even after registering. Will we be allowed the license for SolidWorks after completing the competition? Yes. So that's what I will be explaining now. So the people who have not yet registered for the competition, please do register. You will be getting SolidWorks licenses as well as the licenses for 3D Experience platform in this particular competition for free. Those of you who have already participated, already registered, you will need to visit your Akruti dashboard, for which the link has been given in your description.
Kundlik, we can't hear you. Kundlik, are you talking? Hello.
I think there was some
Yeah,
network
now
issue at
now
my.
yeah, now it's good.
Yeah. So till when you were able to hear me?
Just a few seconds before. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so what I'm saying was, who have people who have not registered, please do register for the competition. You will be getting free SolidWorks and 3D Experience platforms licenses. Those of you who have already registered, you would have received the platform invitation in your mailboxes, registered mails. Through that, you can access your Akruti dashboard, and by doing so, you will have some tasks lined up for you. You will need to perform four of the tasks, which are very easy tasks for you. You can complete those and avail your SolidWorks licenses, and you will be getting serial numbers from those by unlocking that serial number. Okay, so I think Kaustav, you will be able to download your SolidWorks by doing four of the tasks, completing four of the tasks. How can add my team members in community? There are instructions in team community creation guidelines. So please visit those guidelines, and at the very bottom of the page, there are instructions to add your team members. How to send the 3D file of SolidWorks to open it in another software like Solid Edge or vice versa. Okay, so Durvankur, so as explained in earlier sessions as well, you are recommended to use Dassault System softwares only, uh, like SolidWorks or 3D Experience platform in this particular competition. If you use otherwise, the like it will not be accepted. But you can export your SolidWorks files in step format, STL format, IGS format, any format. All the formats are available in SolidWorks itself to export. Okay, so there is what are the most important SolidWorks tools that a beginner should learn first. So in SolidWorks, as Rahul showed, there is part design, there are sketch assembly features, then there is surfacing, sheet metal, weld melt. Those are some beginner tools you can learn. But even if you go through this webinar, you would be learning lot of beginner stuff. So, so if you have, you please rerun this webinar, rerun all the courses related to SolidWorks, those that we are sharing with you to learn SolidWorks. Okay, how do I view and perform these tasks on the dashboard, please? So in the dashboard, on the very front page, you will be getting the home page tab. In that, you will need to log in. So please do so by visiting go dot. So I will be putting the link in the chat to access your Akruti dashboard. So those of you who have already registered will only be access that link. Otherwise, you will not be able to access this link. So I have added the link in the chat. So with that link, you will be able to see your tasks and perform those tasks and get all the information related to Akruti competition. Okay, can I still change the theme? Yes, you can change the theme even after registering. You will just need to visit your Akruti dashboard, which is on go.3ds.com/video cloud. By accessing your dashboard, there is home page. In home page, you will be needing to log in with your credentials like your email ID, your team leader's email ID, and your Akruti team ID. With that, in your details tab, you will be able to change your theme. What is the community creating? Tell us something how to do it. It says the content doesn't exist when I visit the guideline. Uh, so you will need to access the link I have put in the chat. In that particular tab, you will be seeing all the guidelines. If any one of you is not able to see the guidelines, you will need to mail us on akruti.contest@3ds.com. I have entered the email ID in the chat box. If you are having any trouble accessing your dashboard, please mail us through that mail ID. what is the final deadline for completing and submitting this LinkedIn post? So the LinkedIn post task has no timeline. It is optional bonus task. So if anyone of like if any of you need bonus points for the this competition, you will going to go through that LinkedIn post task. It has no deadline, but and also it is optional. So if you want additional points, you can go through that task. So it is bonus task. Is there more session conducted in future regarding the drawing and applying some basic GD&T and dimensions and making bomb? So we are planning some sessions. We plan these sessions according to the participant requirement and the surveys that you fill after and the feedbacks you give to us. So yes, there will be multiple sessions. If there are requirements for this particular topics, we will definitely perform the sessions on that. Otherwise, there are tutorials as well, e-courses and the courses mentioned by Rahul, with which you will be able to learn these things on those courses itself. So you don't have to wait for us to organize the webinars. You can go through those courses and you can get to learn all the things. But definitely, we will have more sessions, more informational sessions like this. So can I access get SolidWorks as well as CATIA? So we are giving SolidWorks. CATIA, if you are talking about CATIA Wi-Fi, it is not available for students. So you will not be able to use, but there is similar software which is X Design is there in the 3D Experience platform, which is browser based software. By accessing your dashboard, AAKRUTI dashboard, you will be having access to that particular application. So you can go through it and try to use that tool as well if you want. Okay, I think we are at the end of the session. Please make sure everyone registered who is not registered yet. Deadlines for the regions India, Asia, and Southeast Asia are approaching. The last date is tomorrow night. So please make sure to register. And also, there are other deadlines for the task for community creation for IDC. The deadlines are approaching. So please go through all the tasks and complete those in timely manner. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rahul. It was very good, wonderful session. The participant definitely would have learned lot of things, and they will be. I think they will be rerunning this recording once we upload it. So thank you, and thank you all the participants for taking time to attend this session. There will be much more sessions like this in every week.
Thank you, Kundlik, and thank you everyone for
Thank
attending
you.
this session.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Good day.
Have a good day.